How to make your own jump rings. You might be wondering why on earth you'd want to make your own jump rings when they're readily available by the bagload. And I will concede that is a fair point. But if, like me, you enjoy the process, you like recycling your metal, or your supplier has simply run out of the ones you need, then it might just be a skill worth having in your repertoire. So fast forward, you've made an ingot. Now what? In case you missed it, there's a tutorial on how to make an ingot linked in the description. Start by milling down your wire using the square rollers in your rolling mill, not forgetting to turn your ingot through 90 degrees after every mill. Move it down, an opening at a time, until you notice your wire has become stiff and springy. Work-hardened wire can become brittle and won't mill as well, so now is the time to anneal it. Heat it up evenly all over before leaving to cool, then pop it in the pickle to clean. Jump rings are usually made with round wire, but what we have at the moment is square. So in order to reduce the diameter and make it round, we need to draw it through a round draw plate. Please excuse the state of mine, it looks like it's had a hard life, but it still works beautifully. File a point on the end of your wire, find the hole that's just a little bit smaller than your wire, and pull it through the draw plate using a draw bench. Move down one hole at a time, annealing and pickling every time your wire becomes too hard. If you find that your draw bench isn't long enough for your ever-lengthening wire, you can put your draw plate in a vise and draw it down by hand. Just make sure no one's standing behind you. Once you've reached your desired wire thickness, wrap your wire up into a nice little nest and give it one final anneal to soften. Pickle it, and while it's pickling, find something round that has the same internal diameter as the jump rings you want to create. This could be a piece of wire or tube, a pen, or anything else for that matter. It's going to be the central piece for you to wrap your wire around, so that's all you need to bear in mind. Here I'm using a pendant motor bit that just happens to be the perfect size for the jump rings I need. Fix both pieces into a pin vise and wind your wire around your central pin. Use one hand to steady the wire in place, so all the rings are next to each other, and keep turning until you have run out of either wire or space. Snip off any excess wire, remove your central pin and wire from the vise, and slide off your perfect little spring of jump rings. To separate the jump rings, hold the wire spring in one hand, saw down the length, and rejoice as you release a series of perfectly formed, entirely recycled, and entirely handmade jump rings.